All right, welcome back. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to a beatzillapdx official show news break. And this is an update about the Madison Brooks case. And it says this is from Fox News. So I'm not really surprised. Fox News is taking a special interest into this case. I'm sure a lot of you could probably understand why. But it reads LSU president ripped for Madison Brooks, quote, victim blaming, unquote, after students' alleged sexual assault and death. Now, it reads the university, the Louisiana State University president comments after sophomore Madison Brooks was allegedly uh, as- assaulted and later passed was blasted as quote victim blaming and disgusting by student groups and students' family members. LSU President William Tate IV emails to student focused on curtailing underage drinking in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, near bars near the campus like Reggie's, which is a popular watering hole for the students that was shut down by the state earlier this week. He did not mention Reggie's by name, but let's see. But it is where Brooks, age 19, had earlier been in the night before she had passed. Brooks and the four men she was with, three of whom were underage, were served alcohol the night of January 15th, according to the court documents, before she was allegedly assaulted by two of them and dropped off on the side of the nearby highway where she was fatally struck by a car. And duly note that the lawyers for a couple of those men also said that they did not actually drop her off on the side of the road, but that's still yet how it's being reported. Again, this is Fox News, so take it as you will. It reads on. The college Democrats of LSU and feminists in action sent a letter to Tate, which was obtained by Fox News Digital, that said his plan of action falls short of consoling and grieving the fearful student body. The student body finds itself sickened by this attempt to victim blame and further ignore the overwhelming violence, particularly sexual violence, we face as students. The student groups wrote, instead, you chose to reinforce our culture. Um, I don't even know why people are still using that term because there's no such thing here in America, especially around black folks. So black folks do not have our culture. We do not have that. So let's straighten that up. But it's saying on their campus and is in the greater East Baton Rouge community. Mm-hmm. What's the demographic of East Baton Rouge? Anyway, we go on to read. While students are grieving the loss of our peer and fearing for our safety and well being, your administration directs its attention to the underage consumption of alcohol. This response is inexcusable. Well, let's see. Tate's message was directed at perpetrators and establishment that enable them to weaponize alcohol against our students, said Cosby Worsham, the interim vice president of LSU's Office of Communications and University Relations. The subsequent actions of the ATC on Tuesday have already helped us enact real change, and the justice system will handle the accused, said Worsham, referring to the Louisiana Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control's emergency suspension of Reggie's. Honoring Madison's life requires us to take every possible step to protect students, he told Fox News Digital. Coming down hard on bars that are serving minors in our community is one of the many strategies the president is proposing. We invite the entire Baton Rouge community to join us as we unite against all form of violence and develop further strategies towards its prevention. And maybe that's the problem because they don't want to really address that all part. They just really want this type of thing. So it's categorized. You have white woman, black men. We want to just focus in on that. So I don't understand why we're not. Okay, whatever. LSU bills itself as an elite university with a reputation for excellence, where the cost of attendance can top $50,000 a year. The student-run organizations were not the only ones were perturbed by Tate's original email. Amy Glenn, who said her goddaughter is an LSU student who was beaten and tased by a random attacker near Reggie's in 2021, told Fox News Digital in an exclusive interview that the university's response to Brooks' death and other crimes around the bars has been disgusting. But other crimes around the bars. But the bars are not on the university property. Okay. There is a total lack of acknowledging that LSU has a responsibility here, Glenn said. Reggie's, a dive bar, is to blame. Maybe at some level they are, but where in Tate's email is there anything that LSU is doing to help? Well, let's go back and look at something. Didn't they say that the 3 people that she was with was also minors and also being served alcohol? So my question then would be, if they're also drunk equally, then how is anybody to blame for consent if they were too drunk to consent themselves? It just sounds like a drunk party. How is this becoming what? See, again, this is my issue with this story. Is when you start doing things like this, you have to start asking these questions like, wait a minute, where's the fairness of the way this is being reported? Let's see. It goes on to say, while I agree that this is going to take a group of people, why is LSU not heading at the head of this? They are calling on Baton Rouge businesses and citizens. How how about campus police and BR Baton Rouge police? What are they doing? Calling a meeting and passing blame. Again, the only one who was an LSU student was actually Brooke. The others were not. They were minors, not students of that school. So, what could LSU do to affect the outcome of that situation other than having been in a situation of reprimanding her? Here's another thing, though, I finally also figured out. Another reason why they're also blaming Reggie's is because she used to work there. So I believe that some of the reports I'm hearing is that she was even working the night that they were there drinking. So there's that. And I'm not victim blaming. I'm giving you facts. I don't have to butter nothing up or make something more than what it is or less than what it's not. So let's just keep it a buck. Let's just go through the story with facts. Let's see. Glenn said it is not all on LSU and its administration. The bar hotspot for students called Tigerland is about a mile from campus and a 5 to 10 minute walk back to student housing. The area is populated by several bars, a couple of mini marts, a liquor store, and a smoke shop. But it's technically municipal property and not an official extension of LSU, although Glenn wants to see it treated as such. Well, everybody wants what they want, I guess, but that does not make that law. Now, it goes on to say the main campus is outfitted with several emergency blue call buttons, but there are not any in Tigerland, which is virtually no street lights, no sidewalks, and has become populated by outside agitators. Outside agitators. You don't say. All right. Brooks died in the early morning of hours of January 15th when it was pouring rain. That night, the area was packed like it was during the heart of LSU football season, which reigns kings in town. Kurt Mikasale told Fox News Digital in an exclusive interview. Mikasale, who owns a private driving service, moonlights as an Uber driver and navigated through the chaos the night Brooks died. He'd been using Uber as a side hustle for years and has been the wild spring break like atmosphere firsthand, or has seen it rather. He has seen it. So, to protect students who are walking home from during Bedlam, Glenn wants to see better lighting and emergency boxes installed along the walking route and sidewalks. That really wouldn't be an LSU thing. That's a city thing of Baton Rouge. But yeah, I could get how you would want to call the city out for that. The blame isn't all on LSU, but sadly it happened. It has happened before and will happen again and again until there are large widespread safety precautions taken, Glenn said. There is no possible way the university can claim that they don't know where students go to hang out and drink or where the majority of them live. Here's the other thing. They are all adults. They are not children. They are all adults. And so, with being an adult, meaning that adult has a personal responsibility of adulting. It goes on to read. The LSU administration referenced a plan in the works in the email to Fox News, but the Thursday afternoon did not have details that can be released. Going back to the student organization's message to Tate, they asked that he and his administration prioritize sexual violence rather than underage drinking. While he agreed while we agree that local bars and businesses, specifically in Tigerland, need to do more to protect their patrons, we call on you to provide a succinct analysis of how the age of the victim and the perpetrators are relevant to this goal. The student organizations wrote in their letters. Well, number one is that the majority of the people involved were not students of the university. So again, this is everything that you are doing to get away from, because the only, again, you want them to look at the people around the school. This individual, Madison Brooks, was a student of LSU, and then she worked at the bar. So are we going to harp on that, or are we just going to talk about the outside agitators? And that's what this story is really about. And again, they're the lawyer of the accused. These three, let's see, there's three adult suspects arrested in the Brooks case. Let's see. Oh, three of the three of the suspects, the adult suspects arrested in the case, have been released from the Baton Rouge jail. Records show. Interesting. Kavion Washington, the 18-year-old suspect charged with third-degree rape, posted a $150,000 bond and was released from Louisiana's East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office lockup on Thursday, records show. Kaysen Carver, 18, and 28-year-old Everett Lee, both are who were charged with being principals to third-degree rape, posted a combined $125,000 bond and were released on Tuesday. Lee is Washington's uncle, records show, and the second third-degree rape suspect, a 17-year-old whose identity is not being released, is not due in court until February. In Louisiana, third-degree rape involves sexual intercourse that is deemed to be without lawful consent of a victim according to state law. And again, this person is 17. So he's even younger. And he is actually below the age of consent. And again, Madison Brooks is 19 or was 19. So 19, 17. Who's the person who would legally be in any type of trouble there? So I just find this whole story crazy. And I know a lot of people, they're victim, but no, I'm not victim blaming. I am just not going to lie blame where it doesn't properly lie. And I need all the facts laid out. So until we get there, we just stay watching. But I just know that I can check the temperature of how everybody else out here is carrying it. And so to that regard, um, it is what it is. And so I'll play this little 30-second video. If I can, where my cursor go? All right, I don't know what just happened. All right, so we're gonna play this little video and then get ready to get on out of here. Mm. All right. So I mean, yeah, I see it for what it is. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to put extras on it, and I'm not trying to take anything away from it. This is a tragic situation, but let's make sure we don't ruin people's lives overreacting to something, especially when there is a 17-year-old who was also in this inebriated situation. So I would wonder what his consent factor is in this particular situation as well, because that seems like that would only be right and fair. But maybe I'm wrong, but let me know. Let me know what you think. I know some people had some issues with my last video about this subject. So, you can feel free to go ahead and leave me a comment down there in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this story. But we're going to stay following it, family, and that's just what it is. So, please like and share this video if you can. And if you would, I much appreciate that. And please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you have not hit that notification bell, do so now and hit the word all. That way you'll be notified every time this broadcast is live or a video is uploaded. So this is the update of the Madison Brooks case. This has been a beatzillapdx official news break. Of course, if you would like to support this channel and like the content on it, you could definitely do so at the Cash App and the PayPals and super chats and super thanks. All of those are listed in the description. So you can go ahead and do that there. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate all of y'all. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first. Shalom.